Yes.
Rather than a stock of the day, I thought we'd kick off. Give me a safe haven stock, the two of you. Sort of, everyone's pulling their hair out at the moment. World's about to end. We're going through panic stations. Where do you go when the world goes through panic stations?
Prime station.
Yeah,
No slashing there. I happen to own MCOR.
Right.
But I have to say I also took some profits on it because I don't trust this market. And MCOR has been performing in the bigger scheme of things absolutely fabulously.
Right.
But if you're on a bear market, sometimes a stock that performs then immediately attracts your attention because people are still sitting on profits.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not trusting the market. But if you wanna have some safety in this market, my view has always been you have some gold in your portfolio.
Oh, okay.
And people would probably have noticed gold doesn't really perform very well so far in 2022.
Yep.
There's very good reasons for that. It's called the US bond market.
Yeah.
But if the fears that are now gripping this market, if they come to fruition and we will have a recession, bond markets will move the other way. And most importantly, gold will start performing then.
Okay, all right. And I noticed that everyone was,
That's your gold?
Gold, an ETF, which is physical gold, isn't it? And as you can see there, it has come off a fair way. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's, in the bigger scheme of things, that's actually I would call that relatively benign.
Right.
I mean, there's always some volatility, but if you have stocks in the market that easily fall by 7, 8, 9% and more on the day.
Yeah.
Gold hasn't done that so far.
Yeah.
And it moves a
Okay.
little bit up, a little bit
So
down.
physical gold rather than gold stocks?
Oh, definitely. Gold stocks are listed on the share market. So the share market goes down, stocks go down.
So they'll be crunched. Okay. And I noticed everyone was, all of the, some of the smarties in the market recently have been saying, oh no, Bitcoin is now your hedge rather than gold.
Don't you love it when those narratives are being put to test? Yeah. I've always said the test will come when the bond market starts moving.
Yeah.
And of course Bitcoin at the end of the day was always an extension of the liquidity.
Yes.
More than it was all the other narratives.
Yeah.
And it's now down 50%.
Yeah.
And that's the better one in the pack. So
Yeah, absolutely. Henry, what's a good stock when you're in panic stations?
Well, Koshi, I don't know about a good stock in panic stations, but certainly one that I'm looking at on my buy list is my old alma mater, which is Macquarie Group. Now, these guys got pummeled after the results, I have to say, and the results were pretty good. Now, the market has come to the conclusion that this is the as good as it gets moment, that Macquarie has hit peak earnings, peak Macquarie. But if you look at the market and you look at Macquarie, they are so highly correlated. These guys are very good at risk management. They've made a mozza in global markets, in commodities especially. The guy that runs that business, Nick O'Kane, I think he got paid at $38 million or something as his bonus. So that's a nice little earn. But so for me, this is now starting to look quite interesting. Interestingly, the market is trying to find a bit of a bottom around 7,000 at the moment, and some of the really bombed out, smashed up tech sector stocks are actually starting to creep into the top performers today. The likes of Life 360, Tyro, that sort of thing, starting to creep in. Even News Corp's had a 4% bounce. So we are seeing a little bit of stability creeping in. Now, whether that's short-lived or not remains to be seen. But so for my money, if you can get Macquarie around 175 bucks, you know, that's not a bad proxy for a bounce in the market. And certainly, you know, these guys are exceptional asset managers. They're exposed to all the right sectors in terms of infrastructure. One area, I guess, that they do have some drag in terms of M&A activity, which tends to fall off in these sort of uncertain times. But, you know, when you look at Bitcoin, which is really just another tech stock, I mean, it's like your imaginary friend when you're 8 years old, Bitcoin, to be honest. And, you know, it just hasn't performed as, you know, Hedge 2.0. And to be honest, unfortunately, Rudi, gold has been an absolute dog, and I'm a bit of a gold fan, but it has been an absolute dog in this climate, and it hasn't done what it's supposed to do, which is to hedge your exposure and hopefully go up when the rest of the world is falling apart. It's actually the only thing that's gone up while the rest of the world's falling apart has been the oil sector, or oil in general. That has been the sort of the counter hedge, if you like, but even that got whacked last night as the EU's gone a bit Mr. Floppy on Russian sanctions. So, you know, that's really been the only one that's bucked the trend, and that trend may be finishing a little bit for oil as well. But for Macquarie, for me, is the one to have on your shopping list.